Yes, students, I am going to ask you some questions and you have to answer. What time is it? What time is it? When do you get up? When do you go to sleep? What is your school time? When do you come to home from school? What is your breakfast time? What is your lunch time? What is your dinner time? Now guess why I am asking you so many questions about time. Yes, you are correct. Today we are going to learn the poem Time for Everything. Poem number 9, Time for Everything. There is a time to run and a time to walk. There is a time for silence, a time for talk. There is a time for work and a time for play. There is a time for sleep at the close of the day. There is a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit. Now listen to this poem carefully. Poem number 9, Time for Everything. There is a time to run and a time to walk. There is a time for silence, a time for talk. There is a time for work and a time for play. There is a time for sleep at the close of the day. There is a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit. Now, let me explain you the poem. There is a time to run and a time to walk. Yes, everything has its time. So, when you are expected to walk, you must not run, and when you have to run, you have to run. There is a time for silence, a time for talk. If you are in a library, will you talk? No. Where there is needed silence. A time for talk. When you are expected to talk, if the teacher is asking you questions or someone is asking you something, you are expected to talk. So you have to talk there. There is a time for work. Yes. There is a time for work and a time for play. It's not good to play on the time of work and work on the time of play. Playing is also important. So, if you will not play, you will be bored. So, do the work and have time for play also. So, there is a fixed time for everything. There is a time for work and a time for play. It's not good to play at the time of work. You will not be able to work if you play. There is a time for sleep at the close of the day. Yes. When the day is at the end, when the day is over, at night, it's a time of sleeping. So there is a time of sleep also, and there is a time of waking up also. There is a time for everything you do. Yes, in this world, there is a time for everything you do. Yes, it is correct. There is a time for everything. And you must do everything on time. For children and for grown-ups too. Yes. The value of time is for everyone. It is not limited for children only. It is for grown-ups also. So everyone must know that value of time and act act according to it. A time to stand up and a time to sit. Yes, when you are expected to stand, you will have to, and there's a time to stand up and a time to sit. But see that the time and actions fit. Students, do you know why you are supposed to learn this poem? There is a very good reason behind it. As you know, this poem is about time. Can you tell me something about time? No? Let me tell you. Time means waqt, samay. There is a well-known saying that time and tide wait for none. Means time once gone doesn't come again. So there is importance of time. That's why you are taught to be punctual and prompt. Your elders and loving ones always tell you to do your work at time, because they know it very well. If you will not have the habit of doing things in proper time, you will fail in your life. Time has its own significance. Time once gone will never come again. And time is very precious. Don't waste time. Do things on their proper time. You must know how to use time effectively. That's why you are supposed to learn this poem. If you will be able to know the efficacy of time from this young age, you will achieve a lot in your future life. So students, practice to do things in their right time. Don't waste time. Save time and know the value of time.
Value of time. We should make the most of our time and not waste it in idle and useless things. Life is action, and we have to work day and night in order to be successful in life. If we do not work and spend our time in gossips, we can never hope to achieve success or make any progress. Work is worship. The more we work, the more we achieve. We should remember that the work done in the right direction and at right time can never go unrewarded, but will go a long way to achieve our ambition. Time is, therefore, money and should never be wasted.
Friends, this is your homework. Question number 1. Answer the following questions. A. When is it the time for sleep? When is it the time for sleep? B. What is meant by there's a time for everything you do? C. Who should do everything at a proper time? Tick the correct answer. Children, grown-ups, or both? Both means dono. Second, one line in this poem contains its message in short. Write down that line. 3. In this poem, time means a suitable or proper time for doing certain things. Match the occasion in A with the actions in B. A. When you have to catch your opponents in a game of tag. B. When you are on a crowded street. C. When somebody has asked you a question. D. When you are in a library or hospital. What you will do? Number A. Time to talk. B. Time to run. C. Time to be silent. D. Time to walk. So, You will have to match the actions with the time. 4. Find the meaning of the following using a good dictionary. 9 times out of 10. A. 9 times out of 10. No time like present. C. A stitch in time saves 9. So, do the homework and be ready for the answers. But first you have to do this on your own.